This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2023 Flagstaff Super Lite fifth wheel, model number 259BH. Okay, this is not a floor plan video, it's a how-to video, so I'm just going to show you some of the features and how they work. Okay, first of all, this is a pull-out cooktop, of course. Got two burners. And you also have a connection here for the LP system. That's the quick connect LP system there. Okay, let me just reach under here for a second. So, and before you can use the griddle, you plug it in right there. Okay. We also have a refrigerator. So, power awning with LED strip. Outside speakers. That is the vent for your range hood. So if you're using the range hood to vent to the outside, make sure you reach up in there with your thumb and pull that baffle open so it flaps freely. When you're traveling or storage, you just keep it shut, but you want that baffle flapping freely when you're venting. Of course, this is your water heater. I'll get you a new one of these here. This water here works on both gas and electric. Right now it's bypassed and it's empty. I'm going to get you another drain plug / anode rod that's apparently was in some water. So it screws right in here. Obviously, it takes an 1 1/16 6-point socket. Never run the water heater, the electric heating element, or the gas burner. Never run it without water in the water tank. You can't run it dry, so keep that in mind. Right now, like I said, it's empty and it's bypassed because the trailer's winterized. Okay, your grill or griddle hangs right on here, plus it comes with a table also, and you have another connection with to the LP system right there. That's where you plug the griddle into. That's right here for now, right here. Okay. Of course, your spare tire is under here, and you have a 4-point automatic leveling system. I'll show you the control on the other side when we get to it, but it automatically levels your trailer. All right, you have a TV signal out, plus a power, plus a bracket to hang a TV outside if you want. This is your dump hose, of course. This is a reducer for your 50 amp cord, and another reducer to reduce it down to 20 if you need to. You have cranks here. This crank is for is a 3/4 inch crank, right? This one here is a kind of a specialty crank. You see it's got a cylinder with a slot in it, and you can actually, I'm not going to go and do it too far, but you can actually crank the slide out manually if you had to. This slide out anyway. There's a, I don't know if you can see it through here, but there's a shaft with a pin through it. I don't know if you can see that or not, but trust me, it's there. It's a shaft and there's a pin through it, and then you have that cylinder with a slot that fits right over it. You can actually crank it if you need to in an emergency. Okay. We got two 30-pound tanks, which are full. Okay, automatic changeover regulator. Your battery is behind here, and there's some storage there also. Your docking lights are here, right? This is in case you wanted to purchase a solar battery charger, just a portable kit to charge your battery. This one's made by Go Power. That's just an option if you're interested. Your other tank is right here. Okay, so we'll start off with this is your leveling system right here. Very simple. You just turn it on there. You're going to auto level. Auto level will just drop the jacks and level it. Now when you're retracting, you're never going to retract all unless you need to. If you ever do that, keep in mind the nose dives down. It won't hurt anything, but unless you got something under the front. but generally you're just going to go to hitch height. So you would go to here and scroll to auto hitch height, and then you would hit enter, and it will bring it back to the last position that it was in before you auto leveled it. So it'll take it back to the correct hitch height. It says right here unavailable, but that's not accurate. It just has to be reset, which I'll do. Okay, this right here, just so you know, is your power inverter. This inverts 12 volt DC to 110 AC. Okay, this is your water filter canister, right? Has antifreeze in the system still. The it comes with a filter. If you're gonna use the filter, here's the wrench, of course, and you have to change it out every season. So when you winterize, right before you winterize in the fall or early winter, you toss that filter out, and then after you de-winterize, you put the new one in the spring. Okay. All right. So this is just a sprayer here. Hooks right to here. You have your city water hook up here, right? It's the most common way to get water to the trailer, but you have to have it in city water configuration. So just so we know, you've got 4 valves here, and then you have the different pictures of what you want to do. So city water would be this one here. So if you hook the hose on there, everything's going to run just just by turning on your city water. Now, if you want to pre-fill the tank, if you're camping someplace without city water, you can fill your tank in this configuration here, and then switch it to this configuration after you fill it, so you can use the water pump. Here's a water pump switch here. There's also one inside the trailer, of course. This is the black tank flush here. So after you dump your black tank, if you leave the valve open, like it says on the sticker, leave the valve open, hook the hose at the dump station on here, and you can spray out the inside of your black tank, clean off the sensors, that sort of thing. So it's a really good thing to do. If you have a working hose at the dump station, something that hasn't been run over or whatever, definitely do it. Okay. So here you have a black and a gray here valve, right? Leave the valve open if you're going to run the flush, right? We have some more storage here. That's your power cord right there. This is just, let's see if I can get it one-handed here. I don't know if I can. Yeah. Just some more storage. And here's your second gray tank right here. Gray tank number 2, which is generally considered a galley tank, but it's your second gray tank, okay? Your hose hooks up here. Or I'm sorry, your hose. Your power cord hooks up here. This is the shop cord. I showed you the cord in the compartment there. It's a 50 amp cord. Plus, I showed you in the front compartment, we give you reducers to reduce it down so you can plug in anywhere. Now, this is a second way to fill the fresh water tank. You can just stick a hose in here and fill it. The reason they do it this way is because if you don't have a hose, let's say you're filling from a pail or some kind of container, you could actually put a funnel in here and fill it that way. So there's 2 different ways to fill your fresh water tank. Okay. This ladder makes it easy to inspect the roof. Remember, the manufacturer states you should inspect your roof every 60 days. Make sure there's no cracking or separation at any of the seals where water can get through. Make sure there's no damage to the roof by low branches or road debris or anything like that flying up there. Just give it a look over. Make sure everything is in good condition. You're just protecting your investment, staying ahead of things, so it's a good thing to do. If you, it should be part of your basic general maintenance. You should do it all the time, a couple times a summer, every 60 days or so, okay? And there's a housing up there that tells us this is pre-wired for a backup camera. It's a Furrion system, so if you wanted to add that, you could right there. This is another place to plug in your hose, your coiled hose, for a sprayer, okay? All right, so let's come around inside here. I got to pick up the pace. I only got 27 minutes or 28 minutes, I think, to finish one of these. So before it starts over again. So okay, this is a hide-a-bed here. So this folds out into a bed. Right now, you should always travel with the table in the down position, the stowed position, like it is, so it doesn't bounce around and break something. It's heavy, so you travel like that. in order to latch and unlatch the table, you just push this to the right, and that unlatches it. Okay. When it comes to your fireplace, it runs on AC power. It has, you can change the color of the flame. There's a timer. There's a thermostat, so it's a really good heater. Now this is for your sound, so you can, it's got AM, FM radio. You can play discs here, CDs and DVDs both. You got a USB slot here. You got an HDMI in right there if you want to go into the system for some reason with something. You have Bluetooth, so you can stream wirelessly from your phone to your tablet. You got 3 speaker zones. Zone 3 is outside. 1 and 2 are inside. If you want to change the source and the volume outside, let's say somebody's using listening to a disc in here, a CD in here, let's say, and you want to listen to the radio outside, you push Z3, which is zone 3, and it'll allow you to set a different source and a different volume for the outside. So that's a good feature. You can listen to 2 different things off the same unit, so that's good. TV works like any other TV, of course, and these are the remotes here. There's the vent that I told you about. Make sure you open the baffle if you're running it. And then, of course, there's a light there. Your microwave works like any other microwave. Your range, hopefully he's got the gas turned on here, but you have three knobs here for the 3 burners. This one is for the oven, and this is the sparker. You turn it clockwise. Let me see if he's got it going here. Yes, so it's that simple. The oven, you're just going to, all the way down there at the back, there's a pilot light. So all you do is go with the oven knob, go to the picture of the pilot. You depress it, keep it depressed, you spark it with this hand. Once it lights down here, you hold it in for another 10 or 15 seconds to heat up the thermocouple. Then go to operating temperature, right? When you shut it off, the flame goes out, the pilot light goes out, so you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. Okay, always travel with this closed. This is your tire monitor. You can use it, set it to how you choose, but the tires or the wheels on each side have sensors in them. The sensor is like on the wheel itself, not the tire, but on the wheel itself, directly across from the valve stem. So you can read up about that if you're interested. Your keys are right here. Okay, this is GFCI. All the plugs in the trailer are wired through a GFCI. Always remember that. So if one of them pops, you're going to reset it at the GFCI. Okay. All right. So your bunks, little kind of a little bit of a loft there, I guess. Okay. Refrigerator runs 12-volt DC refrigerator, right? So it runs on 12 volts. Always keep this shut when you're traveling so it doesn't get dented. Your literature is in this packet. Okay. Your thermostat, it works like they all do. You'll have to fiddle with it, but you got mode and system. You pick the system and then the mode you want and the zone. This is zone 2. Zone 1, I believe, is the bedroom. So you make sure you set the correct zone, or both of them if you need to. But it's very self-evident. It works like they all do. Okay, so the control panel. These are all lights. This is your Wi-Fi Ranger here, the one that says Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi Ranger is a signal booster. It's free Wi-Fi. There's an antenna on the roof, and it's got a built-in router. So if you look at the sticker here, when you go on, you and your family's devices, you look at them and go to the Wi-Fi section, you'll see the Tenton 4215. That's the name of your Wi-Fi Ranger. That's you, right? So you'll put in a password so all your phones hook up to the Wi-Fi Ranger, right? And tablets. And then in the browser, you go to this address here, the bottom one, right? And then you use the temporary password, change me now, 4215, temporary password to get on the page. You'll be able to see everything the Wi-Fi Ranger sees. So really, all your devices will hook up to the Wi-Fi system automatically. When you get where you're going, you're just going to look up the campground Wi-Fi by going to this address and typing in your password, and then you'll pick it out. If they give you a login number, you'll log in. Otherwise, you just hook up to it. It's a super good signal booster, so you have great Wi-Fi. Okay. That's what the Wi-Fi Ranger is. Now, water pump is here. That's for pumping water out of the fresh water tank. It's also used to winterize the trailer. You have tank heaters, so all your tanks have heating pads on them. Your holding tanks, you turn that on there. You got your water heater on gas right there. There's the fault light right there. And then on electric. Never run these without water in the water heater tank. That's important. Also, there's an app for this, so keep in mind. There's instructions. This is for your tire monitor. You can find out everything you need to by scanning this code here. This is for the paddle fan. This is your solar controller for your solar panel. So basically, let me look here. Yeah, you're not going to worry about A because you have one battery, and so you go to B, right? So you're just going to push it, and let me get to the front here, 100%. So let me do this again. Right now we have 13.3 volts in the system, which is perfect. Then you hit it again, and let me do it again here. And you have, right now we're gaining 7.8 amps from the sun, and it's storing it in the battery, right? 5.7. It fluctuates as clouds go by, depends on the time of day, position of the sun, the weather, all that sort of thing. So that's what you're gaining. You can see you got a picture of the sun with an arrow pointed towards the solar panel. You push it again, and it's 100% charged. Hit it again, and 6.1 amp hours. That's That's the energy stored, right? Now, if you look at this and it's flashing, and it says FUL and keeps flashing, it's not broke. It's telling you that there's no place else to store any energy. So it shuts the panel off until the battery level drops. Once the battery level drops, it'll go right back to the screen here. So that's what it's telling you. And you can read more about it. There's an app for it like everything else. So, and plus you can read the literature. But basically, this B button is going to tell you everything you need to know. Okay? All right. So you have a great fan. It's 4-speed, and it's all. When did I turn it on? It's all automatic. You can see the lid going up. It's got a cover over it, so it's got all that stuff and more. I'm just going to shut it back off here. If you ever have condensation in the trailer, it's that time of year you got a lot of people over, you put that on low and it'll pull any condensation out that you possibly have. Okay, so the shower. There's another feature in here, which is, oh, well, I'll fix that for you, don't worry. There's another feature here. It has to do with conserving water in this case. This is called the shower miser, right? So basically, what this does is circulates water around in a loop while it heats up. So it's going to be going from here to the water tank and back around and around in a loop. Normally, while you're heating up the water, it would just go down the drain, right? When this heats up, when this travels in a loop, you're not wasting any fresh water. So in areas where there's a drought, you're not worried about wasting water. And then also, you're not wasting space with perfectly good water in your gray tank, right? So you put it in this position, you turn it on, it'll just circulate water. No water will come out of here. It'll just go round and around and around when it heats up. Once it heats up, this will turn a beigeish brown color. It'll be very noticeable, you'll know it. Then you flip it to normal position, and it works like a shower. I mean, it starts showering normally. But it just saves the water while it's heating it up. So it's a eco device. It's just a water saving feature. Okay. I'll fix this over in a second. The sink works like any other sink. The toilet is an RV toilet, so it sits right over. It's got antifreeze in the system now, but there's a flush pedal. It sits right over the black tank, right? So you can't use it dry. I'm sure you've owned trailers before. I assume you have, but by dry I'm talking about the black tank, which is directly below. So when you get to the campground, you hook up your power and your water. You'll put a dose of chemical right in the bowl. Then you'll stand on your flush pedal long enough to put at least a gallon of water in there, and then you're ready to use it. You can use more if you want, but not less. So you want at least a gallon of water and your chemical in the black tank. Then you can use it. You can't use it dry. Dry meaning no chemical or water in there, because the smell will be terrible. Plus, it can get clogged up. So you always start off, and you never use it without water and chemical in there. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, this is a slide room here, of course. This is your wardrobe slide. And you have sliding door here. Well, let's see, where do I want to go right now? I'll go to the other side with the light switch. Okay, hold on. Okay, so this is a sensor for your thermos, for your HVAC system. This is just a sensor, so it can sense zone 1, what's happening with zone 1. You have 2 air conditioners here, obviously. That's why it's 50 amps. So you have another one right up here. So that you can pull up the bed. There is some storage underneath there. You have an emergency escape window, which they all work the same, like so. Whoops. Push it through like that, all the way through. Then you would grab a hold of the red tab and pull the screen out, and you could exit in an emergency. Okay. You have TV hookups here, and you can put there's a backing plate here, so you can put a swing out bracket so you can lay in bed and watch TV if you wanted to. So, okay. Alrighty, so let me walk back this way. Like I said, many of these things, most of them have apps that you can put on your phone also. Your TV has a swing out bracket, I'm sure. Maybe I'm not sure, I better not say that. It is, I can see it. I'm just not going to pull it loose with one hand. I want to show, maybe I have to set this down, hold on. Just hold on one second. Alright. Okay, so there we go. Hopefully you can see back here. Right here, there's a, see how that green LED went on? You want that on. There's a little button next to it. You always want that on when you're using the antenna, otherwise you won't get a good picture. That's the signal booster for the digital antenna. So it was shut off, but always have it on. It should be glowing green. There's a little black button next to it. So you always want that on when you're using the antenna, you know, the TV, whatever. Okay? Alrighty, I think we've covered it here. Let me look around a little bit. This is your carbon monoxide LP gas detector here. It should always be green. If it goes off, you take everybody outside, shut all the appliances off, leave the door open, shut the gas off at the front, figure out what's going on. That's carbon monoxide and LP gas. And if it beeps slowly, the same tone but very slowly, it's telling you your battery's low. So 3 things: low battery, carbon monoxide, and LP gas detector. Okay, there's just more stuff. I don't know where he's got them at. I should look around a bit here. See where he could have keep the stuff. Maybe it's this one here. Oh boy. Okay, so this is the other half of your bracket for the outside, if you want to put a TV outside. This is the hose to hook your grill up. Remember I said you have to plug it in. There's the quick connect for this side, and this other side goes into the quick connect under the trailer. That's for the grill. And this is your water filter I told you about. If you use that, you change it every season. Okay, I think that's it. These are just if you want a toilet roll holder, that sort of thing, if you want to add those. Most people use this type on stands because it's hard to find a good strong spot in the wall to hang it. But if you choose to, you've got the stuff right here, okay? GFCI. Okay. Alright, so I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Please remember what I said about inspecting the roof every 60 days. It's important. Odds are you won't have to do anything for years, but that's why you inspect it, just to make sure. Okay? You're protecting your investment. If you see an issue, take care of it immediately. And right now, this trailer is winterized. There's no water in the system. It's been replaced with antifreeze, and your water heater right now is bypassed, and it's empty. Never run the water heater without water in it, okay? Thank you very much.